Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. My name is Ellis, and I'll be doing this week's webinar per usual. Just want to say this is webinar series number 15, Connecting with Government Buyers in 2019. So we are here to just help you guys make sure your GovQuote accounts are set up properly. You have all those categories, you have all those notifications set up, and go from there. So just a little heads up, this will be posted on our YouTube channel as well as our GovQuote homepage. There is a tab that says webinar. Right now it has last week's webinar, but you'll be able to find this one on there probably tomorrow. Just so you guys know, we are also on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube with our handle as GovQuote. So if you want to share this with anyone, you can always find it on there as well. But without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. Please, if you do have any questions, you can ask them throughout the webinar. I'll get to them towards the end of the webinar, but we're going to get started now. So this right here is going to be your home page. When you guys log into GovQuote, you will see your open requests. But I just want to show you your settings first. So just the way to get there would be clicking your name and clicking this settings button. It'll bring you to your settings tab, which will allow you to change your email address, your password, edit any information you have here. But the next step will show you my company. So that's where you can put your name, your industry, your address, but you also can change any socioeconomic classifications we have. So we just added in state of Texas hub vendor. So if you are in Texas and you are a state of Texas hub vendor, please select that and check that off. But there are a ton on here which the agency is able to see when you do submit your quote over to them. So it is important that if you do fall under any of these socioeconomic classifications that you select them, and all you have to do is just hit save here at the bottom right. Don't forget to do that or else it will not save. Next, you have the categories section, and this is how we match you up with open requests. If you guys ever have issues with finding categories that fit your company, all you have to do is chat us right here at this bottom blue message button, and we will be able to help you within minutes. It is an instant messenger, so we get those in real time. Sometimes it's a lot faster than giving us a phone call or an email. So if you ever need help finding a category or any other issue on GovQuote, please message us right there. But our categories are all based on keywords. The back end is using the United Nations Standard Products and Service Codes. We use that because we found that it was the most broad with both products and services. But if you were to search on here, all you need to do is search by keyword. So I will kind of just show you one as an example. Truck. And you will see all the categories that relate to truck will appear here at the bottom. We have industrial trucks, specialized recreational vehicles, safety and rescue vehicles. And if you ever have, a doubt about a certain category, all you have to do is click view details and it will show you exactly what falls underneath that category. If you were to select it, you just click this circle with the arrow and that will select it for you. If you sell services, you can just deselect products and just select services if you'd like, but they both work the same. Next, we have locations. So you can select all the states that you'd like, or you can even go into selecting just the county if you're more of a local vendor. So feel free to kind of dive deeper in here, select what you'd like to see, and you'll be able to get notifications based on what categories you have selected as well as the locations in your preference. Right next to that, we have this notifications button. You always want to have this checked off. That means you will get an email alert every time a new request is published on GovQuote that falls within the category you are looking for, as well as the location. So that just gives you those notifications for any requests that are being published on GovQuote that relate to your business. So double check that. You are also able to invite any other users you'd like. So if you have different sales reps, you're more than welcome to invite them in as users. It All of the categories and locations are account-wide, so if you have someone in a different territory, they can certainly create their own GovQuote account. That is no problem. But you can invite multiple users. So if anyone is out of the office, someone else can log in to the account, see what's up, what's going on, what has been recently quoted on, or what needs to be fulfilled. So having additional users is always great to have. Now that we went over settings, I'm going to go back into the My Quotes tab, the Open Requests. And the Open Requests tab will show you current open opportunities that you have to submit a quote on. This, for example, just is one that we have posted on here. This is our test site. So what you can do is, as a vendor, you have two options. You can either send a quote or ask a question, depending on the information you get here in the description box. They're looking for office chairs. They need 25 all black. They're looking for a total of 10 quotes. It's due by the 22nd. So you know that there are only 10 slots allotted per this request. Each request is different. So just because this one has 10 does not mean every single request has 10. Some have unlimited slots. Some only have 5 or 15. Just depends on the agency and how they want to proceed with getting quotes in here. So as a vendor, you have two options. You can send a quote where all you have to do is enter in your total price, type in a short message, and then drop any files you may have. So if you have your quote on a PDF, we strongly encourage you to upload that as well as the total price up here. Or if you have a question about what the agency is looking for, maybe you want to know if they are accepting alternatives or similar products, you can always type in a message and ask them here as well. So you have two options when it comes to submitting a quote over to an agency. That is that. Now, going back to open requests, you have right next to it the My Quotes tab. And within this tab, there are 3 subcategories: pending, awarded, and closed. And this right here is kind of like a pipeline for you. So pending would be anything that you've submitted a quote on but are waiting to hear back from the agency. So whether or not, they like your quote or they're still making a decision. So just kind of clicking into this. Let's say you've submitted a quote right here. You've chatted with the agency. You said this includes shipping and taxes. Please let me know if you need anything else. The agency went ahead and responded. Please do not include shipping as we are tax exempt. Also, please include your quote in a formal letterhead. So if you were to add an attachment, you click add attachment, select whatever you need. If you needed to change your price, right up here, it says click to change total price. You can either cancel your quote or change the number here. At the moment, it does not currently accept commas, so if you just don't try to put one in there. But that is how you enter in your total price as well, or if you want to change your total price, you can do that and then message the agency back right here. And I just got to that by going into my quotes, clicking on one that I submitted a quote over to, selecting my company and the quote I submitted, and then changing total price right up here. So that would be pending, anything that you've quoted on but are waiting to hear back from the agency on. Awarded would be anything that you've won. You've been awarded by the agency. Each agency awards their requests differently. And what I mean by that is, once you've been awarded, some agencies need to cut the PO, they want to get your information. Other agencies, can speed up that process. So depending on how they handle that, just depends on each agency is different. But if you are awarded, it'll show awarded here as well as it in green at the bottom. Like I was explaining earlier, if you have any socioeconomic classifications, it will appear here. Small business, veteran-owned, state of Texas hub. It'll show that all right here for the agency to see as well. Once your quote has been awarded, that price is now finalized. You can no longer change the price in GovQuote. So if you were to make any changes, please do that before it is awarded or canceled, because once it is, you are not able to change that total price up here. But you are still able to communicate with the agency. So if you did win, you can say, all right, what are the next steps I need to take? And if you did not win, you can always message them about, why I didn't win, or if you have any questions about the quote, you can always chat them as well. So even though the request has been awarded or canceled, you still have open communication with the agency. So after awarded, which is under the My Quotes tab, you have the closed, and that just means it'll tell you right here the cancellation reason. So it was canceled, did not get quotes in time. you can see that you can still chat them directly on here. And like I was saying earlier, you can no longer edit the total price at the top. So that is my quotes. Awarded and closed, in a sense, are permanent. Once they've been awarded or once they've been closed, the pricing is locked in and the request has been closed out. Pending is anything that you're currently waiting on to hear back from the agency, whether or not they're awarding it to you, they're canceling their request, or if they have any questions for you as well. Open requests are any current open opportunities that you have available to you. If you do not see anything currently on your open request page, don't worry. They are being added every single day. As long as you just double check your categories, make sure you have the ones selected as well as the states you have selected. Just kind of bear with us in getting in those requests for quotes. If you ever do want to see all the current open requests we do have on GovQuote, you can easily log out of your GovQuote account and just go over to our home page. And you can scroll down to the bottom and you're able to see all the current open requests we have out here today. So you can always double check, see what's out there, see maybe if you can't quote on something, see what categories they have selected and maybe you need to add something in there. But this, you can always see currently what is open on our website. So as long as you are logged out, you're able to see the current open opportunities we do have on our platform that's on our regular govquote.us homepage. Other than that, you guys are all set up. That is the webinar for today. It really is a short one. It was a quick overview of exactly everything that is on GovQuote. Just going to open up the floor to any questions you guys may have. So, perfect. Just going to check on the questions. If you do eventually think of any questions, you can always chat us at the bottom blue button. It'll, connect you directly to one of our account managers and we'll be able to help you directly with any issues you may have. So if it's submitting a quote, changing your price, as well as there is a help center that you can always go to that is on just GovQuote. Here's our help center that you can get to. So you can just click on company training guide and it'll show you a ton of great articles that can help you out as well. So that is underneath your name at the top right hand corner. But other than that, we are all set to go. Thank you guys again so much for joining us this week. If you want to share this with anyone, it will be on our homepage under the webinar tab, as well as on our YouTube channel, GovQuote. You can like, subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. But other than that, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us this week. All right, it seems we have some questions. Let's see, okay. So are you able to submit partial bids? You are able to submit partial bids. You can always ask the agency if they'll accept that using the Ask a Question button. Depending on what they're looking for, they might accept partial, they might want full. Another one, where is the United Nations listing of categories? Great question. So we don't offer it up on our site, but you can always go to the UNSPSC website, and I will type it here. See website to find your code, but you can always just search it by, just a general description of what you're looking for. The default quantity is currently 5. That is just what we've been asked by agencies. They typically only need to receive 3 quotes before making a decision, and that is why we kind of just put it at an even 5 to keep going and increasing that. Another great question. If a quote is due on 2/1 and shows that 10 out of 10 is sent and no longer accepted quote, is there a way to get an extension? I've seen this happen a few times. So this does happen. Like I was explaining earlier, there are only 10 slots for that request, and all 10 slots have been fulfilled by other vendors. We do encourage you to get in there as fast as possible. We understand, sometimes it does take a while to get some quotes in, but there is no way to get an extension. That is just how the agency has, capped it off at. So someone is asking how to see all open requests again. It is just on our govquote.us homepage. If you just scroll down just a little, there's a laptop and it'll show you all the current open requests as long as you are logged out of your account. So agencies can select either 5 quotes, 10 quotes, 15, or unlimited. It's up to their discretion how they want to select that. So another question is, how many agencies do we have using this system? We just have under 800 nationwide. They are all over the United States. We are adding new agencies every day from, around. I don't have, specifically schools on here. I know that this person is asking how many schools. Are we targeting schools specifically? No, we work with the SLED market, so state, local, and education. So we don't target schools specifically. We do have we do reach out to schools, but it's not specifically just schools. If you do guys have any other questions, please just message us at that little blue chat box. But thanks so much. I hope I could answer all your questions on here. And thanks again.